Today I'm going to be showing you every phase trick you need to know as a beginner. The easiest way to learn these is hopping into creative with a friend and taking turns trying to do the phase tricks on each other. If you don't have anybody to practice it with right now, just watch the video and you may just be able to naturally do it. Or you can join my Discord, link in the description, and maybe somebody in there will be willing to help you out. Without further ado, let's hop into it. So we're going to be going over 10 tricks starting with trick 1, and this one is so easy. All you got to do is have a ramp underneath an opponent's box, and you can just walk straight through their floor and cone. You can break the floor and then spray in with your SMG, and then boom, they're dead. It's a really good pressure move. The only thing you need to know is you don't want to do this if they're super healthy. One thing to know with phase tricks is you only want to do it when they're weak because you're getting in their box and it gives them a chance to kill you. The next trick is phasing in from above. It's very similar to phasing in from below, but this one you want to be walking against the cone here. So this is a good way of just pressuring into somebody's box. You just go like boom and you're in. But yeah, this works even if the cone is edited like this. All you got to do is walk up against it. Make sure you're angling your pickaxe in the right direction, because if you look too high, you know you're going to be pickaxing this cone, which is not the goal. Also be ready because they might drop you into their box before you even break the cone, which is why sometimes this is better to do with your SMG pointed at the enemy through the floor. So similar to that last trick, you can also do this phasing technique. Let's say you claim that with a ramp, you get this floor one shot, boom, it's 1 HP, one bullet breaks it. Right as you hit the floor, you can shoot that and you'll go straight through. You can do this from like multiple layers above and just spray your way through. You just have to time it perfectly. See, if you mistime it, you won't go through there, which is why it's helpful to get it one shot before doing it. The only thing about getting it one shot is it kind of tells the enemy that you're about to do this, which is why sometimes it's better to just spray in from above if you can get the timing down. It's not that easy to do, especially with SMG, because you have to get it right as you hit that last SMG shot. You want to hit the floor. I'm so bad at this. The next thing you should know is if the enemy's ever on a ramp, you can usually just walk right through it while spraying at it. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 tries, but that's a really good way of finishing an enemy if they're weak, just like all the last ones. If you're ever in a build fight and the enemy has no cone in their box, you can look just under their box and look at that. You see how the cone can go in there? This is a good way to pressure the enemy because anytime you get builds in the enemy's box, they're going to panic just a little bit. So just throwing a cone in when you see that they don't have a cone in their box can throw them off. And sometimes you're going to get them trapped in the cone just like this. And in this situation, they're usually going to try to drop down, and once they edit that, you can shoot them. Here's an example of one of the best fighters in the game using this trick. He places the cone in the enemy box, and while the enemy is breaking the cone, he breaks the enemy's wall. The cone was just a distraction and helped him get the kill. This next phase trick is maybe my favorite. So anytime I'm pressuring a wall and I notice that they don't have a cone in their box, and as soon as that wall breaks, I place a ramp in, just like that. The ramp is always going to go in no matter what your ping is. Once you get a ramp in the enemy's box, usually they're going to try to escape one of the sides or edit out the back. So anytime you get a ramp in, you can try to pre-box out their side, or you can just go for this wall take and then boom, you have the kill. Something good to practice is not just going for the ramp. Like when you break this, you don't just claim the ramp. Try to claim both the ramp first and then the wall, because if you can get both, then you have your enemy just trapped in here. This is what it looks like when they escape out the side. Literally anytime I put a ramp in their box, I immediately go to the pre-box out their side, because if they run in this box, boom, you just have a free kill. Sometimes they're going to go out the other side, and if that happens, it's whatever. You just restart the fight on this new box. You start pressuring it, you know, place a new ramp in their box. You're going to see what I mean in this fight right here. The enemy repositions next to me here, and he has nothing in his box. So while breaking the wall, I place a ramp in his box. No matter what ping you're on, a ramp will go in. When you get something in the enemy's box, they almost always try to reposition. So I race to get cones and a wall to his side, and he just runs into that box, and I get the kill. Someone else pushed up immediately. Now this is the most common phase trick. You need to know this if you're getting into Fortnite. All you do is you place a ramp behind you and you're trying to jump through this wall. The way you do it is you want to hit that top little peak right here. Swing your pickaxe right as you hit that top. So it's going to look like this. You want to make sure you're looking level while swinging your pickaxe here. But right as your head hits that top, that's when you want to swing your pickaxe and hit the wall. So again, this is what the timing looks like. You jump, and when your head hits the top, you want your pickaxe to hit the wall, just like that. And you want to get it so that you can do this literally every single time with no hesitation. Let's say I'm getting on this guy's wall. I get it one shot. Oops. You can even place a ramp in just like that. And then when you jump in, you already have this ramp, you see? But what I was going to show you is instead of doing that, you get this wall one shot, place a ramp behind you, and then do it. You want it to be like a really quick motion, you know? You want to get this so that you can do it with no hesitation so that you can catch the opponent off guard before they can even react to you being in their box. Another good thing to do is have a cone here. I'm pressuring his wall, I hit it once, flip cone up, and then jump in. It's so quick that the enemy's not going to have time to react, especially if you're in more beginner lobbies. Another thing that you want to try to get down is doing this with an SMG. So you get the wall one shot, you can jump up, and then boom, you're in. But if you can get it to the point where you get the timing so good that you can like SMG and then boom, you're just in so quick, you can catch your opponent off guard, and you can just keep shooting your SMG when you're in their box, and boom, you just have 144 health advantage in like no time at all. But once again, like the other tricks, you really don't want to do this unless you know the enemy's weak. If you just go up to somebody who's perfectly healthy and you jump in, they could just pump you in the face and all of a sudden you're down in the fight. This clip is a perfect example. I start out with a health advantage, and when you have a health advantage, doing a phase trick is not a bad idea. So I spray his wall while dropping onto it. As soon as I get the wall weak enough, I place a ramp behind me and immediately jump in. And then in this fight here, I used the SMG to get in really quickly. The reason I was able to get in so fast is because the enemy reset a metal wall. When this happens, that metal wall is one shot to any gun, so I was able to quickly jump in and finish the fight. This next trick has a major surprise element to it. Not many people even know that you can do this every single time. All you gotta do is get the wall to be pretty weak. You know, you could get it to literally 1 HP, and you can do this with an SMG. You run at it, and boom, that last shot, you shoot it right as you hit the wall. The timing literally has to be perfect. So I recommend with all these, you know, you get somebody else in creative with you and you take turns trying this phase trick. But you can just run at it, and then right as you hit it, boom, you're in his box. You can even do this with a pickaxe. It's a bit harder to get the timing for it, but boom, you just run at the wall and pickaxe it right as you're on the wall, and then boom, you're in his box. You can do it with a pickaxe, a shotgun, or an SMG. I recommend doing it with a shotgun, because then if he edited on me while I was running at this wall, I could just headshot him. But again, right as you hit the wall, boom, you just fly right through. The next phase trick, this one is more predictable in higher skill lobbies, but you can still catch people off guard if you do it at the right time. Basically, if you're at the back of the box and you place a ramp, look, the ramp is phased. When a build is yellow, that means it's phased. So what you can do is if an enemy is pressuring this wall, you can place a ramp and then boom, pump him when he comes in, just like that. A lot of times they're not going to see it coming. But again, in higher skill lobbies, you really have to time this right. I don't recommend doing it all the time. People are going to see it coming. You can also do it by flipping your ramp, just like this. So if the enemy's pressuring that wall, a lot of times you're going to place a ramp over your head. Once they pressure the wall, you flip and pump them, just like this. And did you see what I did there? When the enemy's pressuring your wall, you can literally edit this and edit a wall farther away from you. You can edit that wall through this ramp. I don't even know if you guys can see it through that yellow. On mobile builds, it's kind of hard to see through your builds like that, but yeah. One other phase trick that was made popular by a guy named Martaz is this one right here. If you place a ramp and you're standing at this point in your box, the ramp will be phased. Now, why would you want to do this? Let's say somebody's pressuring from above you, and you have a ramp over your head. They're pressuring from up there. This guy is pressuring from above me. I flip the ramp, I'm phasing this, I can edit this and shoot him. See how sneaky that is? Who's gonna think that my little head is just peeking through right here? Who's gonna think to shoot that in a more beginner lobby? Nobody. Nobody's gonna see this coming. I hope this helped you guys out. More content coming soon. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.